In this demonstration, we're going to look at preparing System Center Configuration Manager for mobile device management by using Intune. I've logged into the Intune site. The next thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to sign up for a 30-day trial. So we'll select Try Now. That brings me into a Let's Get to Know You. So all I'm going to do at this point here is, as you can see, there's a little bit of information to fill out. So I'm just going to fill out this information. And then once I fill out the information, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select Next. Now I've filled out my information. Next thing to do here is just to create a user ID. So again, I'll just fill out the information, and then what I'll do is, again, I'll select the Next button. Then the last thing to do here is just provide my phone number so I can get a activation code texted to myself. So I'll fill that out and I'll select the Text Me button. And the final thing to do here is just enter my verification code. So the final thing to do now is to click Create My Account. And as you can see, we're now ready to go, so we're ready to go. And then what we'll do here is we'll just select Start to create your users. And this will then take me into the management portal. As you can see, we're now launching up our Microsoft Intune website. So the next thing I need to do in my little demonstration here is I just need to prepare my certificate authority and certificates for my mobile device management. And I'm going to do that via my certificate server. So we'll just move to my certificate server, and all I'll do at this point here is we'll just log in. So in Server Manager, we'll just come to Tools, and within our tools, all we want to do here is we just want to go to our certification authority, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a certificate revocation list. So we'll just expand this up. We'll just come to a Datum CA, we'll right click at this point and we'll go to Properties. Then what we're going to do within here is we're just going to go to our Extensions tab. What we want to do within our Extensions tab is we just want to ensure that we have published our certificate revocation list to this location, and also as well publish Delta CRLs to this location as well. Up at the top here, select the extension. We've got our certificate revocation list distribution point, and what we're going to do at this point here is we're just going to type in some new locations. Now we'll do that by selecting Add. And then what we need to do is just fill out our location tab. And we're going to do that by typing http://crl.datum.com/crl-dist/ and the variable that we wish to insert is CA name, so we'll select Insert. What we also want within here as well is we also want, if we have a look down here, we also want some additional information. So we want our CRL name suffix, and we'll select Insert. And again, click on our drop down, and what we want here as well is we want our Delta CRL allowed as well, and select Insert. And then right on the end of this, we just want to do .CRL. Then what we'll do is we'll select OK. We want to turn on the tick box for Include in CRLs. Client use this to find our Delta CRL location. We want to turn on the tick box to include in CDP extension of issued certificates, and we also want to include in the IDP extension of CRLs as well. And then what we'll do is we'll select Add again. And at this point, we're just going to specify the file share that we'll be utilizing for our CRL. And we can do that by specifying //lon-dc1.datum.com/CRL-dist $, and then /. Again, we'll include CA name. We'll click on the drop down again, and what we're also going to go for as well is our CRL name suffix. And again, we'll click on the little drop down here, and we'll go for Delta CRL allowed as well. And then again, finally, what we'll do is we'll stick a .CRL on the end of this. Then we'll select OK. And then what we want to do here is we want to select Publish Delta CRLs to this location. And also as well Publish CRLs to this location. Next thing to do here is just go to our Exit Module tab. Then what we'll do is we'll select Properties. And then what we'll do is we'll allow certificates to be published to the file system. Then what we'll do is we'll select OK. And as we can see here, Active Directory certificate service must be restarted for these changes to take effect. So we'll select OK at this point. We'll select OK and we'll say yes. Next thing I need to do is just create my CRL share. So all I'll do here is I'll just minimize down my certificate authority, snap in. What we'll do is we'll just come to File Explorer. What we want to do here is on my C drivers, I just want to create a new folder. So we'll come down to New and then Folder. I'm going to call the folder CRL dist and hit return, so we now have the folder. We'll now just share out the folder, so we'll just go to CRL dist, we'll right click, we'll come down to the properties at this point here. Then what we'll do is we'll come to our sharing tab. And on our sharing tab we'll come to advanced sharing. And what we want to do is share this folder. I do want to make it the hidden share, so I'll stick the dollar on the end. We need to just create some permissions, so we'll come to the permissions tab. We'll select our Add button, we'll go for our object types because we want computers in here. And we'll select OK. And I'll just specify lon-dc1. We'll just check the name. We'll select OK. And what we'll do here is we'll give the computer full control permission. And we'll select OK. Select OK again. And we'll just come to the security tab and we'll do exactly the same thing. So we'll select Edit. We'll just select Add. Again, we'll go for object types. Again, we'll go for computers and select OK. And then again, put in lon-dc1. Check the names again. Click OK. And again, we'll go for full control permission. And then we'll select OK. And just close. So we've now created the folder. Next thing to do is to create our CRL website. So what we'll do here is we'll close down File Explorer, we'll come to Tools, and what we're going to do here is just go to IIS Manager. And we'll expand up and we're just looking for our sites. So at this point here all I'm going to say is I'm just going to say no to the little warning. We'll come to Sites. And then what we'll do is we'll expand up, we'll go to Default Website. Right click and we'll add a virtual directory. In the alias we'll just type in our CRL dist. Just looking for the path, and the path we're going to go for here is just in the C drive. We're just going to go for CRL dist and select OK. We'll select OK. We'll come across to directory browsing. And we'll just enable our directory browsing. We'll come back to the folder. And on the folder, the next thing we're going to do here is we're just going to go for our configuration editor. And we're just going to navigate through, so we'll click on the drop down. And what we're looking for here is we're just looking for system.webserver. And then within system.webserver, we're looking for security. And then within security, we're looking for request filtering. Then what we want to do here for allow double escaping, we'll change that to true. And then we'll just apply those settings. And then just close down the IIS Manager. Next thing to do is to create a DNS alias to CRL. So we'll come to Tools, we'll just go to DNS. We'll just navigate through to datum.com forward lookup zone, and then what we're going to do at this point here is we just need to create our new alias record. So we'll right click and we'll just go for new alias. I'm going to call this alias CRL, and I'm going to point that to lon-dc1.datum.com and select OK. Now we've done that, we need to create an enabling enrollment agent. So we'll just come and close down DNS, we'll come to Tools and we'll just go to Active Directory Users and Computers. I'm just going to create this enrollment agent in the IT department organizational unit. So we'll right click at this point here, and what I want to do is I just want to create a new group. So if we right click and just go to new, and then we'll go to group. I'm going to call this group a Data and Mobile Enrollment Agent. I'm going to stick with Global Security Group. We'll select OK. Then what we'll do is we'll just come into the group, we'll select the members, and then what we'll do is we'll select Add. I'm going to use a user called Amra. So we'll check the names there. We'll select OK. And we'll select OK. We'll then just go to Amra because one of the things we need to do is we just need to fill out his email address. And I'll specify that as amra@datum.com and we'll select OK. Next thing we need to do now is just publish our certificate revocation list, and we'll do that through our certification authority. And we'll just expand up a Datum CA. We'll just come to our revoked certificates, and then we'll right click, we'll go to all tasks, and what we'll do here is we'll then publish. And then what we'll do is we'll just select OK. And just to test that we have actually published the CRL, we'll just come into Windows Explorer, I'll just go to my C drive, I'll go to my CRL dist folder, and we can see the certificate revocation list has been published. Next task is to just create configuration manager enrollment certificate. So what we're going to do here is just come back to our CA, and what we want to do here is we just want to come in and we actually want to go to our certificate templates. We'll right click, and what we'll do is we'll go to manage. We're looking for authenticated sessions. We'll right click and we're just going to duplicate this template. And what we want to do here is we just want to give it a new name. So all we're going to do is go to the general page here and we'll give this a new name. I'm going to call mine config mgr device and I'm going to publish this to Active Directory. And once we've done that, we'll select OK. Right, next one I'm going to do here is we're just going to go to web server. We'll right click, we'll duplicate the template. Again, we'll come to the general page and we'll give it a name. I'm going to call it config mgr web server and I'm going to publish this onto Active Directory as well and select OK. We're just going to set up some of the settings on the config manager device certificate. So the first thing is to come to the security tab, and on the security tab under my authenticated users, what we're going to do at this point here is we're going to allow them to enroll. We're going to come to the cryptography tab. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to drop this down to 1024. It is a lab environment. And then I'll select OK. We'll then modify some of the permissions and some of the settings on the config manager web server. We'll just come to the subject name tab. We'll turn on the radio button to build from the Active Directory information. We'll click on a little drop down. We'll just go for subject name format to be common name. And ensure that UPN is selected. We'll then come to our security tab. We'll select add. Go to object types and select computers. And select OK. And then type in the name of our config manager server. And we'll just check the names. And we'll select OK. And then what we'll do here is we'll allow this to enroll. And then we'll select OK again. We'll now just duplicate the workstation authentication template. Go to the general tab and we'll give it a new name. We're going to call it config manager client DP and we'll publish this to Active Directory. We're just going to come to request handling, and what we're going to do on request handling is we're going to allow the private key to be exported. Go to the security tab, and what we're going to do here is we're going to select add. And again, what we're going to do at this point here is we're going to go to object types, select computers, and select OK again. And then all we're going to do at this point here is type in again on CFG, check the name, and select OK. And again, what we'll do here is we'll just select enroll. And again, we'll select OK. So we've now created our 3 templates that we require for the certificates for Intune integration and mobile device manager integration. And now all we need to do is we just need to decide and actually verify and set up that these certificate templates can actually be issued. So we'll just close down the certificate templates. We'll come to certificate templates in the case of the CA. We'll right click, and what we want to do here is we just want to go to new, and what we want to do is certificate template to issue. And I'll highlight my 3 new certificates. And then we'll just select OK. Next thing to do is to request the web server certificate for the site system role. And in order to do this, we'll do this on our config manager server. We'll just close down the web browser, we don't need that anymore. And we'll just start up the certificate snapping. And we're going to do this for the computer account. And we're also going to do it for the local computer. So what we'll now do is just highlight personal, right click on personal, go to all tasks, and what we're going to do here is we're going to request a new certificate. Select our next button. We're going to go for the Active Directory enrollment policy. I'm just going to go for the config manager web server and we'll select enroll. Select finish, and we're going to do exactly the same thing, but we're going to do it for one of the other certificates. So go to all tasks and we'll request a new certificate again. Select our next button again Active Directory. But this time what we're going to go for is we're going to go for the config manager client DP and select enroll again. And then select finish. We're now just going to export a certificate, so we'll just come to personal, go to certificates. We're looking for the certificate for client authentication, so we'll just highlight that. Right click, we'll go to all tasks, and what we're going to do here is we're just going to export the certificate. Select our next button. Yes, we do want to export the private key, and select next. We're happy with the file format, so we'll select next. We'll specify a password and select next. I'm going to save this to E:, and I'm going to call the export file dpcert.pfx. We'll select the next button and then we'll select finish and select OK. And now we'll set up IIS with certificates as well. So we'll just close down or minimize down our certificate plugin. I'll just come into Server Manager, and within Server Manager we'll just come to Tools and we'll just come to IIS Manage. And what we're going to do here with default website highlighted, we're just going to come to bindings. We're going to select HTTPS, and then all we're going to do at this point here is we're just going to select edit. Just in the case of the certificate, we'll click on the drop down, and what we're looking for here is our loncfg.adatem.com, and then we'll select OK. Next thing to do is to export the root of the web server certificate. So we'll highlight HTTPS, we'll select our edit button, and we'll select view. We'll come to the certificate path tab. We'll select the datum CA and we'll select view certificate. We'll come to the details tab, and what we'll do here is we'll then just have a quick look through. We're happy with everything, so we'll copy to a file. We'll select our next button. We'll ensure DER encoded binary X509 is selected, which it is. And then what we'll do is we'll select next. And what we'll do here is we'll just browse through, and what we're going to do is we're just going to save it off. Let's go to my E drive, and all I'm going to do here is just call this root CER. And we'll select save. And we'll select next. And we'll select finish. And select OK. And all we'll do is we'll close all of this down again. So the next thing to do now is, now we've set up all the certificates, set up the certificate revocation list, the next thing to do is actually configure System Center Configuration Manager site system rules. I'm going to launch up the admin console. And what we're going to do here is we're going to come to the administration workspace. Within the administration workspace, we're going to come to the site configuration node. Within the site configuration node, we're just going to go to our server and site system roles. We'll highlight our server. We'll come down to distribution point, and we'll just go to the properties of the distribution point. On the general page, we're going to highlight HTTPS. Just on my little connection here, what we're going to do here is we're going to allow intranet and internet connections. We'll allow mobile devices to connect to the distribution point. We'll import our certificate, and then we'll select browse. Go to our E drive, go for our DP cert, and select open. We'll put in the password and select OK. We'll now configure the management point, so we'll come to management point and we'll go to properties. This is what the clients will connect to. Again, we'll highlight HTTPS. And what we'll do on this is, again, we'll allow intranet and internet connections. And we'll allow our mobile devices and Mac computers to use this management point. And again, we'll select OK. Last thing to do is just to add some roles. So what we're going to add here is we're going to add the enrollment point and also as well the enrollment point proxy. So we'll highlight Launch CFG again. We'll right click, we'll add some site system roles. We are adding roles to this server, so we'll select next. We're not going to bother with any of the proxy information, we're happy with all of that, so we'll select next. Then what we'll do is we need to add our roles, and we're going to add our enrollment point and our enrollment point proxy. We'll select next after highlighting both of the roles. Just on the enrollment point, we are happy we're using the default website. We are using HTTP, and we are also going to as well use the computer account for the enrollment point. So we'll select next. We're also going to leave all of the defaults for the enrollment point proxy, and we'll select next. Read through the summary and select next, and then select close. Final thing to do is set up our client computer communication. So we'll do that by coming to our sites, going to S01 site, and going to the properties. We'll come to our client computer communication tab. What we'll do here is we'll turn on tick box, use PKI client certificate when available. With our trusted root certification authorities, we'll just select our set button. And then what we'll do is we'll just select new. And what we'll do is we'll select our certificate, select our open button, and then select OK. And then select OK again. Final thing to do now would be to go to Cloud Services. And within Cloud Services, all we need to do is come to our Microsoft Intune subscriptions. And then what we'll do at this point here is we'll just right click and we'll add a Microsoft Intune subscription. That'll bring us into a wizard. So at this point here we'll just select our next button. Then what we get here just on the subscription button, we select sign in. Do understand that after the sign-in process the mobile device management authority is permanently set to config manager and cannot be changed, and select OK. As you can see here, we've got the account that we created for Microsoft Intune. Just need to specify the password and then select sign in. I'm also going to select keep me signed in as well. I'll then select next. Just on the general page, all we're going to do at this point here is we're just going to browse through to a collection that we want to specify. I'm just going to go for all users and select OK. I'll specify the company name to be a datum. And then what we'll also do as well is we'll then just go for our config manager site code and we'll go for S01. I'm happy with the blue colour. And we'll select next. At this point here we'll just fill out our company contact information. So we'll fill out me as the contact, telephone number, email address for the IT department and the website, and we'll select next. This is where I'd specify my company logo if I had one, but I'll select next. At this point here we'll just select add remove for our device enrollment managers, and what we'll do here is we'll just add in AMRA and we'll do a search and select OK and then select next. We're not using multi-factor authentication. If we were, we'd turn on tick box, select next, read through the summary and select next, and then select close. And that's the end of this demonstration of setting up an Intune account, creating our prerequisite certificates, and then incorporating our Intune subscription with our System Center Configuration Manager. And that's the end of this demonstration. Thank you.